Man, sono tornato con un altro podcast in prima fila. Man, I'm back with another Front Row Talk podcast, the podcast with expensive opinions. This is episode. Hold on. We get in there. This is episode 97. Uh, podcast with expensive opinions. Make sure you subscribe, you like, you comment, and you share this video. Make sure you check the description down below where I have my link for my Instagram and TikTok where I'll post a clip of each and every single episode. For those who was wondering what I said, I'm back with another Front Row Talk podcast. Said it in Italian. I'm challenging myself to learn Italian now. Last week I didn't have it in mind. A week later, now I'm introducing a podcast with it. Just a challenge. And not only that, I always wanted to learn a third language, but that's not the case. I felt like it would be fun opening the podcast, speaking Italian. But back here with another week, thank God. It's a lot to talk about. For those who haven't tuned into last week's episode 96, make sure you tune in. I gave my week 3 predictions for the playoffs for the NFL. And tune in to the episode before that. But like I said, this is episode 97, and I'm gonna give my Super Bowl prediction. It's crazy that I'm even saying it. Like, we're finally to the last game of the NFL season, and like I said it various episodes ago, I remember starting from week 1 and giving my prediction for each and every single episode, and now we're all the way up to the Super Bowl. But let's get started. So before I even I'm gonna leave that to the end. I want to talk about last week, and I kind of just want to make it quick because we all know what happened. If you don't know what happened, you living under a rock. Even if you ain't see the game, you probably saw it on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, wherever. So for the first game, we had the Chiefs against the Ravens. Chiefs were at Ravens. They was in Baltimore. They was in the bank, M&T Stadium. And I've been saying it kind of every episode. I'm a Baltimore Raven fan. So of course the outcome didn't sit too well with me. It didn't sit well with me at all. I had the Ravens beating the Chiefs. But yeah, it was so frustrating because one, to start off, I'm super proud of the Ravens, and I don't. It hurts saying it because they're not even in the Super Bowl. But that team, they played so good throughout the regular season. It's ridiculous, which is why I got to questioning myself a lot about last game and the way we kind of played, how our game plan and approach was. So to start off, I seen all quarters, every minute, every snap. I was glued to the TV. So I just don't know why the Ravens did not run the ball like that. We're like the best rushing team in the NFL probably for the past like 2-3 years. And it was just head scratching because we only ran 23 yards in 4 quarters. So I kind of got to questioning why didn't we run the ball more. And because we weren't running, we were throwing, and we clearly lost the game. I felt like had we ran the ball more, we definitely would have got more first downs, meaning that we would have got up the field quicker and got closer to scoring. That's one. Two, talking on the Ravens end, shout out Lamar, shout out Zay Flowers, because they both played a great game. That pass Lamar threw to Zay Flowers for that touchdown was pretty tough, especially he was about to get sacked. He got out and he threw the pass. That was a great catch by Zay Flowers. But then it's like later on in the game, Lamar passed it to Zay Flowers again, and Zay Flowers kind of extended, and he got the ball like hit out his hand by Snead, if I'm not mistaken. And literally, he was like right there from scoring. Score would have been 17-14, and it was pretty heartbreaking. I did not think that would happen. Of course, we will all play scenarios in our head, talking about he should have tucked the ball in more, whatever the case may be, whatever. But yeah, I mean it's frustrating, especially as a fan, knowing that he could have got down at least a yard before, and we would have just been at the 1 yard line, and then we would have just probably just got the touchdown. more guaranteed or whatever the case may be. But of course, he's not thinking that in game. He's thinking about scoring as quick as possible to get the defense back on the field, and then give Lamar the ball once again to take the lead. Um, and yeah, like I said, I don't know why we wasn't running. And not only that, like running backs, I don't know why they didn't get to run the ball more, but I don't know why Lamar didn't run as much either. Um, he's a good quarterback. He could throw. He's not the most accurate thrower, but he could throw. But we know that he's good at running. Um, and I'm not saying that to make fun of him. I'm saying that because he should have done of what he's best at more. He definitely could have got more yards. Pushed the ball up the field. Could got out of bounds in certain places. Stopped the clock. It was so much that I was just like, damn. Like I felt like our approach to the game, was a bit questionable. It could have been to quiet haters, but I don't think we was to the point that we was trying to quiet haters, as in like show people that Lamar could throw. I think it was more so just win at in any way possible to be able to go to the Super Bowl. So it's kind of questionable, like and of course there's a lot of people with a lot of theories saying that it was rigged. There was a lot of different calls made. Uh, the ref that was roughing, he's known to favor away teams. It was just a lot, after the game. Um, and with some things, I see where people come from, and some things it's just like it was just on the Ravens. The defense played good. The defense could have played way better though. I feel like the O line kind of didn't protect Lamar as much in certain plays. Uh, I just I feel like how we was playing every other game in the season, we could have played like that or better. But of course, now talking on the Chiefs, the people who we went up against are a great team with a great quarterback. Now I know I said a couple weeks ago that the Chiefs were a bit questionable offensively, but they did flip the switch. Um, and I'm not gonna lie, Patrick and Kelsey showed why they're a good duo in that game. There was a lot of throws. I think Kelsey had like 110 plus yards or something like that, with like 11 receptions, if I'm not mistaken. So Kelsey did his thing. I mean, the Patty did his thing. Pacheco also had a touchdown. Um, and the O line for the Chiefs was definitely protecting Pat, and their defense was pretty good as well. So they really did their thing. I mean, the final score was 17-10. It was a low scoring game. It was a lot of moments where like it was just no score, no nothing. Clearly, I mean, the score tells it all. But yeah, I'm super frustrated. I don't know why the Ravens didn't play better. There's so much questions. I'll be here for forever, trying to ask every question if I try to go play by play. But it hurt though. I'm not gonna lie, because Lamar was so close to another Super Bowl. I mean, not to another, to a Super Bowl, and that would have been beautiful on his resume. I feel like a lot of people felt like this was the year that he could have got it done. But yeah, that's on the Ravens. I'm interested on how we're gonna uh, how we're gonna look next year. We already in a span of a couple of days, uh, we already got rid of our defensive coordinator, the coach. He's now the Seattle Seahawks head coach, if I'm not mistaken. Um, what else? A couple free agents this year. We no longer have OBJ. We only signed OBJ for 1 year. So it's gonna be a lot of different changes. I just hope that guys like Zay Flowers use that as motivation, so as Lamar, as motivation, and I'll definitely be looking forward to them picking up any other free agent, probably another wide receiver, who knows. Um, and if I'm not mistaken, they got pick number 30 in the draft. So I'm interested to see how they bounce back. But football is so weird because it's like you don't know if you're gonna make it that far again next year, since it's a one game scenario. You don't know when it could be. It could be next year. It could be in the next 2 years. It could be in the next 4 seasons. So it's frustrating at some point. But now let's go over to the Lions and 49ers game. That game was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That game was super super crazy. Um, so first things first, I had 49ers, and I was correct about that pick. But at some point in the game, I really thought the Lions was gonna get it done. I think they started up 17-zip, if I'm not mistaken. 17-zip. Like, it was crazy. And then I think they went up 24-zip. And then from there, I don't think they scored no more. Because then 49ers came back, they scored, and they scored again. But to break it down, Lions off. Like I said, Lions offense is ridiculous. Great offense. They showed why. I mean, I think the first 2-3 plays, of the first 2, 3, or 4 plays they scored, it was crazy because they just came out the gate just scoring, playing, being aggressive. Like I said, it had me questioning that the 49ers was gonna lose. But 49ers did their thing. I think they scored right before the half kicked in, and then once the half came, second half was theirs. Like, Christian McCaffrey had a great game. Purdy, he had a great game as well. Debo had some yards. I think Kittle was more so doing more blocking than anything else. But that was a great game as well. 49ers did it. I mean, they won at home, and they did what they had to do. And it was more so. How can I explain it? It was more so. I wouldn't say it was a shootout, as in like both teams was like, because it was one team who was doing good, and then the other team, one team started it, and the other team ended it, and 49ers was the one who ended it. And yeah, I mean, that's really much I could say for that game. Jared Goff had a good game, but it just wasn't enough. I mean, 49ers, they locked in. Now, last but not least, we have our Super Bowl teams now. After all that guessing throughout the whole year, we have the 49ers, San Francisco 49ers, and the Kansas City Chiefs. For those who don't know how the Super Bowl works, no team is at home. They'll be playing in Vegas this year. City of betting, city of gambling, whatever you want to call it. Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. A bunch of other sayings for Vegas. It's going to be a lot of people in attendance. Taylor Swift. Who else? Who knows? Probably a bunch of other famous people. But we have two great teams, going against each other. It's interesting because one team has the way better quarterback, but I feel like the 49ers all around are a better team than the Chiefs. Now, with that being said, my pick for the Super Bowl is the Chiefs, and the reason why I got the Chiefs is because I'm not gonna lie, and I don't want to sound like a hater because I don't hate Patrick Mahomes. I've picked him in so many other scenarios. I couldn't pick him against my team, of course, but Patrick Mahomes is in another Super Bowl. I don't think he'll get that far and lose, and I don't think he'll get that far and they'll let him lose. Whatever you want to think of with that, you could think it. And it's not me being a sore loser. It's just more so, I don't know. Like, I feel like certain scenarios or certain games have you questioning certain things, like, and the way it's ref, especially like so much people are about to bet in this game. It might be the craziest Super Bowl, as in like, the calls or the flags or whatever. I just hope, to be honest, a lot of people didn't even want the Super Bowl, but what can we do about it? We could just sit there and watch it. I just hope that it's a good game, to be honest. None of my teams is there. None of my favorite players is there. But I got the Chiefs winning. I think Mahomes is going to beat the 49ers. If he don't beat the 49ers and Purdy wins, a lot of people going to put way more respect on Purdy. McCaffrey's going to have his first ring. And McCaffrey was arguably Offensive Player of the Year and even MVP for some part of the year. So, such a young guy like Brock got a ring to the city of San Francisco. I mean, the city of California. It's gonna be tough. It's really gonna be tough. I'm definitely gonna tune in, but I already said my pick. And I'm not gonna lie, I should have seen it all along once the NFL was like showing Taylor so much throughout the whole season. She brought in like at least 400 mil to the NFL, and that includes, you know, sales or whatever. Like if you could really break it down, but just in a general point, she brought in 400 mil. She brought in a new audience. There's people watching the NFL that never watched it before. So on a business end, it definitely doesn't hurt the NFL at all. It benefits them. But yeah, aside all of that though, I think that the Chiefs gonna win. If the Chiefs lose, that's tough. If they win, that's tough as well. I mean, Mahomes will put on a third ring, two-time MVP, and he'll have great numbers. And in the past 5 years, he's been in the last Super Bowls, the last 4 Super Bowls. So that already tells you what you need to know. And like I said, there's a bunch of guys on the 49ers end that if they put on a ring, that'll be good. And Purdy will be good for Purdy as well because he's young. He has a good squad, and it would just motivate him to get back to where he's at. So I'm gonna definitely be hyped to see that Super Bowl. I'm not as hyped because off the script it was supposed to be Baltimore and 49ers. I'm still like, damn, especially now that I'm talking about it, and this is the most I've talked about it since the day that we lost. Should have been Lamar, should have been the Ravens. And yeah, I mean, that's really it for this episode. Episode 97. Make sure you subscribe, you like, you comment, and you share this video. Check the description down below. We'll have my link for my Instagram and my TikTok. And yeah, that's really it. Let me know what your predictions is. Let me know who you think is going to win and why. Yeah, your boy Shalcita is out.